So today we are going to discuss about MVP. Okay. What is MVP? Basically MVP means minimum viable product. Okay. So what is a minimum viable product and why it is so required or commonly used in product management? Okay. So MVP says that so whenever you are creating any product, okay, so think in a layman term. So whenever you are creating any product or whenever you're thinking, whenever you have any idea about a product, okay, let's say WhatsApp, right? You're using WhatsApp today. So think about what are the different features of WhatsApp has today right now, right? It has the chat functionality. You can talk to your friends or someone. Then it has video calling functionality, right? Then it has status sharing functionality. You can able to share your status with your friends. And then in status also, there are multiple level of security, right? Or a scene security to whom you can share your status. Followed by that, you have community building, right? You can build up your community, you can discuss with them, do whatever you want in that community. Also, you can do what? You can have that announcement, right? Like where you will be only announcing the things and all announcement section. And also have the payment option. You can do the payment option, right? So this is WhatsApp right now. Now think about a situation when you have WhatsApp, like when it is launched initially, right? When WhatsApp launched initially, do the WhatsApp has these many features, like these many, right? 6 7 features? No, no, right? So WhatsApp has only one feature or only one functionality. I guess it's in the year 2013, 14, or something like that. What was the functionality? You can only chat with someone. You can send a text to your friend, they will receive it, and then they will return you back, right? Only the chat functionality that WhatsApp has given that point of time. So what was that? So that was our initial level of idea that is converted in the form of a product. So what minimum viable product talks about, whenever you have any idea about a product, no need to develop the entire product because entire product development may take a lot of time, right? It may take a year, it may take 2 years, 3 years or whatever, entire product whenever you are developing. And also not only it is taking time, but also the resources you are engaging. You cannot say that I will hire 30 to 40 developers, 20 testers, and then 10 product managers and develop the entire product and launch into the market, right? Why can't you do that? Because it is going to take a lot of time to develop the entire product. It is going to consume a lot of money, right? And third thing is that you are not sure that that product is going to play well in the market or not. You first need to allow people to accept that, right? Now, for example, when WhatsApp launched in the market, so there was really been any text messaging application rather than Android text messages, right? So in Android, you have the text messages you can send to your friends messages, something like that. But in-app text messages, there were I mean, there is no one apart from WhatsApp. So to let people absorb that, to let people understand the necessity and use of WhatsApp is a big deal. So if WhatsApp will be launching today, right? Forget about the past that WhatsApp is not there, but today they are launching with full scale. These are the features and all. Might be people will not be interested because they are not sure what is the main focus or what is the main feature of WhatsApp, right? So whenever you are launching or whenever you are creating a product, think about what is the main important functionality that or the core functionality of my application is. Okay, I will be launching it into the market. It could have any other functionality. It could have any side functionality or something like that. But what is the main functionality I want to attract people to? What is the main functionality or important feature that people will be paying for? Or what is the main or important functionality for which you can able to create an impact in the market? So you need to think about that, right? As a user, you need to think about that. So that is what the MVP is talking about. Minimum viable product means what is the minimum level of features with the minimum functionality you are launching or you are creating a product, you are launching the product into the market and people will be using it, right? So what will be the benefit? Within a small span of time, you can create a product, you can ideate and create a product, develop, test everything with small resources, with less amount of resources, you can able to create the product and the product will play a good, like let people absorb it. So once it reaches to the market, you can get an early feedback. What is the feedback you're getting from the people? right? Whenever you are creating small, okay, you will get a feedback like, okay, I'm not liking the color, okay, or I do not like this particular functionality feature to be like this. Can you change the feature to something else, right? So what will happen over there is that the more early feedback you will get, the more you can change it as per the necessity or the need of the people. Okay. Okay, we're going to discuss in detail, but let's discuss, right? What is MVP? MVP is a product with enough features to attract the early adopter customers and validate a product idea early into the product development life cycle, right? So you're creating any early product, right? With the basic functionality, you're creating a product and you're putting into the market. So let people absorb it, let people understand it. What is the product that you have created? What is the impact that is going to create in people's life? Once they start understanding that, so they will be start using that particular product, right? Now, in industries such as software, like in IT industry, the MVP can help the product team receive user feedback as quickly as possible to iterate and improve the product, right? So the as early you are showcasing the product, as early you are keeping the product into the market, as early you can able to receive the feedback from the market, and people will are going to love it, right? So this is what MVP is talking about. Now, so MVP, as it has three different terms: minimum viable product. So let's break it into minimal, right? Or minimum. Only the essential features that solve the core problem, right? What are the different features that is solving the core problem? As I mentioned, the core feature. What is the core feature that you want to put it into the market, right? Viable, right? It must be usable and provided value to early users. You are going to create some value to the early user, right? It should not be like that. I feel that this is going to create an impact. I am for my benefit, I'm keeping it into the market. No, that benefit should be responsible, or that benefit should be responded to all the users who are going to use it into the market, right? And then the product complete package you are sending into the market, right? Complete enough to be deployed and tested in the market, right? MVP, minimum viable product. Okay. Okay, folks, still any questions, any doubt, anyone? Okay, okay, okay. So just to give you an heads up and the idea with respect to an image, right? What is MVP stands for? Whenever you're breaking it down and creating something, what is MVP? So here it's a very good example. I found it from Google, right? So this is a skating board, right? Initially, if you're building a truck, just think about it. Initially, if you're building a truck, how much time it is going to take someone who is completely new to the market? You have to do research, right? What's the tire I will use? What's the engine I will use? What's from where I will get the material and all? What will the cost of it? And then start from I need good engineers and all, and everything is going to take a lot of time. But what if a skating board, a skateboard, it is going to take like it should be very fast. Like maybe it will be board or plastic or foam, followed by the small tires and all, which will be maybe the plastic, or it will be with respect to foam or whatever it is, fiber or whatever it is, right? So it is going to take a quick, but it is not going to take a long time as like the truck, but it is going to take a quick time and you can create it very soon and you can launch it into the market. Once people understand the brand, okay, this is the brand, oh, this is the particular maybe it is going very good and all the response you are getting good, then maybe you're creating a tricycle. Followed by a tricycle, you're creating a cycle. From cycle to scooter, right? You're putting an engine and scooter, from scooter to car, car to a minivan, from minivan to a truck. So this is the way of development of a product. Means slowly you are developing an entire product. Okay, but what about this, right? We are calling this as MVP, the first image, not the second one. Why not the second one? What the second one implies, right? What the second one implies? The second one is saying that it's a tire. From tire, you are creating an axle and a tire. You can sell a tire. Subhash, I can sell a tire. Yes, you can sell a tire, but can you sell that axle and a tire? No, cannot sell this one, right? MVP is something which is you can sell it to the market, which people will be using it. This accelerator, what people will be using it? They will not be using anything. A tin, right? The upper part. Will people will be using it? No, they will not be using it. A box? No. Only the front part of the truck. People will be using it? No. This one may not be because there is no space over here. This one, yes, but till the time you will be reaching to this space, right? It is going to take a lot amount of time to develop, a lot amount of time to It's already consumed a lot amount of resources and all. But by the time in the first image, you are going to reach from a skating board to the truck, right? You have already earned revenue so that you do not have to lean on the investors, do not have to lean on your own money, which is you have consumed, right? Understood the part of MVP, understood why we are going for MVP, right? Okay. The next part. Now, what is the purpose and benefits of MVP? What are the different purpose and the benefit of MVP, right? Now, the first is early feedback, right? As soon as possible, you're developing into or deploying the product into the market, you will get a early feedback from the market, right? What is the product you're deploying? So what is the feedback you will also get, right? So maybe as I mentioned earlier, right? As soon as possible, you're deploying the product into the market, the more faster you will get the feedback from the market, right? Next is the cost efficiency. What is the cost of the product, right? So you can also think of something like if I'm deploying this product with this range of, let's say, let's take one example. Let's say you are creating a bottle, right? A water bottle you have created, right? A simple water bottle, and you have launched in the market with this a price range of, let's say, 250 or 300 rupees, right? A fancy water bottle. You are seeing people are buying it, but due to the cost, maybe they will not buy it that much. So what you do, you have tried experimenting on it. Let's do one thing. Let's dip it to 150. Once you dip it to 150, you have seen that sale has been increased a lot. Then you will say that, okay, after a couple of months, let's increase a bit to 170. Okay, so it is going. People are still buying it in a lot. Then make it 200. Then you are seeing that no, people are not buying that much. So let's make it 190. Once you're making it 190, yes, people are buying that much. So 190 is the targeted price. So it is something like how well you're checking your price, how well, what's the true value of the product, right? How people will be buying it on what is the particular price range where people have thought that product should be appropriately priced for, right? So these are the things whenever you are keeping or creating any MVP, you can do these experiments and you can think of these things, right? Next is iterative development, right? Slowly, what is iterative development? Iterative development talks about slowly you are developing a product into a big product, creating entire big product, you're creating a small product, then you're creating something and creating a bit more big more small product, then you're creating a big more small product, then you're creating a bit more pieces, you keep on increasing and adding into your small product, and slowly you're creating the entire or the big product, whatever you can say, right? Iterative way of development of any of the product, right, is kind of, or you can say, one of the biggest benefit of MVP. Slowly you are adding small features into it. For example, Zomato or Uber, right? When initially Zomato launched into the market, so earlier you can only able to book any food from the restaurant, right? I am booking a food from the restaurant with a particular discount, and I can able to get the food, right? Then they came up with a concept of maybe groceries, right? Which is not there. That is also been added. Then they came up with a concept of Zomato Gold Passes, right? So they are keep on adding the small features, which is going to help the individual or the people who are using it, right? So you need to think through what is the core business, what is the core feature. Core feature is I'm going to bring the food from the restaurant to your home, that I can able to do. That is Zomato. That is a core business. But to sustain that business, to make it more smooth, what are the different features that they are bringing onto the table, right? Okay. Then learn what resonates with company's target market and what doesn't. Like what market need and what company need, right? You need to keep a balance of both, right? And suppose the company needs something and people need something, it cannot be same, right? So you need to make something, right? Like my company needs that the price range will be 250, but the market thinks the price range should be 160, 170. So you should come in between a middle point of something, right? It should not be like that. So to understand that, you have to start implementing from the beginning. Okay. Okay. So this is the purpose and the benefit of MVP. Next, the characteristics. What will be the characteristics? It is the mostly the same, right? I'll just going to read it out. It has the enough value for people to use or buy it initially, right? Next, it demonstrate enough future benefit to retain the early adopters, and it provides a feedback loop to guide the future development, right? It's initially whenever you are launching a product, you will get initial feedback, how the product can be, what is the different advantage, what is the more advantages you can able to give. So these initial feedback whenever you are going to get, so you are going to change your product as per the market, right? Next is that it demonstrates enough future benefits to retain early adopters, right? So maybe based upon early adopters, whatever the people have given initially, the thought processes and all, based upon that, you are going to change your product, or you are going to change the target market as well, because I have seen people to change the target market. Okay. And it has enough value for people to use it or buy it initially. So you should show the people what is the value you are providing onto the table so that people will be buying the product for. Okay. Okay. Next is, what is the process of development of MVP? How are you going to develop a MVP, or how are you going to develop the entire product, right? First thing, you have to design the product, right? First is design, second is build, third is test. As simple as it is, right? You have to design the product. Design means after you ideate, after you do a planning, ideation, and then you are going to design the product. What will be the different, what are the different pain points? Based upon the pain points, what are the different features that you are going to build on? Then followed by that, how are you going to prioritize your features? Let's say for a given problem statement, you have understood that, okay, this is a problem statement. I am going to underline 10 different features, right? This can be the feature, this can be the feature, this can be the feature, this can be the feature. But out of this 10 feature, what is the particular feature that you are bringing and you are creating, developing, right? So you have to prioritize the feature. As a good product manager, that is the quality of a good product manager, you should understand what is the feature that you are bringing, or what is the particular feature that you are building. As a That is the super important part as a product manager you should think of. You cannot think like that, for example, for a WhatsApp, a status sharing will be one of the best feature or should be the priority feature. No, that cannot be, right? What is the impact you are giving to the people by only sharing the status? Nothing, right? So until and unless you are interacting with the people, right? That is should be your first, right? Okay. So after the design, next is build. So the developers are there. Once you create an concrete prioritization, PRD and all, and the wireframes and all, you are going to give it to your developers. By looking at that, your developers will be start building the product, right? Done. Next is test. You are going to test the product, right? Not you, basically your QA is there. Then you will also be there a later part. And after once you deploy the product to the market, there will be the initial users who are going to use the product, and they are going to give you the feedback, how the product is, do they like the product or not. So these are the things. Next is identify the core problem, right? What is the core problem, right? So as I mentioned, the core problem will be the initial problem statements. From this, then design the product. Then after you design the core problem, then you have to come to some assumptions to validate the problem, right? Then define the success matrix at the end. So after you do everything, you have to design the success matrix. What is the success matrix? Success matrix is something which is going to validate that your product is being liked by people or not. Maybe the NPS score, for Netflix, it will be like what is the average watch time, right? Or for Zomato, it will be something like what is the total weekly, how many people are placing the order or in daily basis, right? So what will be success matrix? How are you going to measure the performance of your product, right? With some number. Okay. Now, so there is a like people have one big question like always in mind. So basically, what is the difference between an MVP, a prototype, and a beta version of a product, right? So when we're talking about MVP, minimum viable product, MVP means that you are creating a initial level of product, right? What is the initial level of product? Initial level of product means that which is being used by the people. People can able to use it, right, directly, and without it's a product, but it's a smaller version of the product, or it's a smallish version of the product, which as a product manager you feel that it is going to create a huge impact in people's life, and it's a product you are already it's in the market and people are using it. MVP, right? And people are paying you for that, right? If you're giving it for free, but you are generating revenue out of it, right? Next thing is prototype. What is a prototype? Prototype is something, it's a model, but it is not for external use, not for the people to use it, but it is for internal use, right? Maybe you have given your client to use it, maybe you are using it, maybe you have given your stakeholders to use it just to test it out, just to check it out. This is how it should look like hypothetically, like Uber say, like it is going to look it like that, prototype, followed by beta. What's the beta version? So beta version is completely, it will be something like you have a product. A beta version is something like another version of this particular product with some additional features and all. But it is the kind of additional version of the product you're launching into the market, right? So that is the beta version of the product. So yeah. So this is the entire story of MVP. Till now, anyone has any question, do let me know. Otherwise, we are going to solve a case study.
So, hello.
Anyone? Any question? Anyone?
Am I audible? Hello.
Yeah. You are audible.
Beta is like internal or external, or it's into the market product.
Yeah, beta will be external. It will be into the market.
Okay. Okay. Then what is the difference between MVP and beta?
So MVP is the initial product, right? You are launching into the market with the core
Okay.
functionality. But beta is with the core functionality, you have some additional advantages or additional features you are adding into it.
Okay. If I understand correct, first comes prototype, then comes beta, then comes
MVP.
MVP.
No. First prototype, then MVP, then beta.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else have any other question? Take a couple of minutes. I'm giving you a couple of minutes. Just think through, go through the decks. Let me know if you have any other questions on this one.
Subhasis, like one more question, like the product roadmap that we are creating, right? So it is
Okay.
being prepared for beta version or for MVP?
Both for beta as well as MVP.
Okay. What is the vision that we need to keep in our mind while creating? Like for end result will be the beta version, or it's
No,
separate for each and every entity?
it will be separate. No, vision will be same. Vision is like the last end of the product,
Okay.
right? Like whenever you are super ambitious, let's say you want to create a product,
Okay.
an EV product or something like that. You have to be super ambitious and audacious, ambitious, right? Let's say I'm going to create a vehicle, EV car,
Okay.
which is going to run for 10,000 miles per charge
Hmm.
and charging will be completed within 5 minutes.
Okay.
That is my vision.
Vision.
But
Okay.
your mission will change on every release.
Got it. Got it.